welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I am doing my August 2023 reading wrap up. I'm gonna go over all the books I read this month. I read 12 books this month, so I'm pretty happy with that. And this is in no particular order, but I am gonna start out with my two favorite books that I won't say they're my favorite because I had some good books in August. No, I think, you know what, I'm gonna save these for last. Okay, I'm gonna go through and leave my favorites for last. So I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy in August. This is the first book in the Off-Campus series. Me and Vanessa from Reading with Dr. B read this as a buddy read together, and I really like this book a lot. I gave it 4 stars. I definitely plan on continuing the series. So basically what this book is about is following our main character Hannah Wells and Garrett Graham. Hannah has a crush on one of the guys on the hockey team in college. And she wants to get to know him, obviously go on a date and stuff with him. So she ends up meeting Garrett, and he convinces her to tutor him, and he's the captain of the hockey team, so he obviously knows the guy that she has a crush on. He convinces her to tutor him, and he'll go on like a pretend date because the guy will notice her if he sees that she's on a date with this Garrett guy. And they end up, you know, obviously falling for each other and whatnot. But yeah, it was really cute. I liked the writing a lot. I liked that it wasn't super cheesy. It had some good spicy scenes in here, and like I said, I'll definitely continue the series. So 4 stars. The next book I read was part of my surprise book of the month TBR challenge that I did with Vanessa from Read with Dr. B. So go watch that vlog if you want to hear my extended thoughts on some of these books. But I read The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. Anna is the main character in this story. That's why I said that. I was looking at the picture. But The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This follows our main character Anna, who essentially is a people pleaser. She's like a violinist, a professional violinist, and she just wants to make her family happy. She meets this guy named Kwan after her boyfriend breaks up with her. Her boyfriend's a complete douchebag. I don't even remember his name. She meets Kwan, who is a total sweetheart. He just battled cancer and is getting back out there. They meet on a dating app, and he really brings her out of her shell. She also goes through some stuff with her family and gets diagnosed with being on the spectrum for autism, so he helps her through all that, and just, it's a cute book. I liked it. It markets itself as a rom-com, I think, sort of thing, but it's definitely a little bit more of a serious romance. But I did give this 3 stars. So that was the next book I read. I also read, I'm looking down because I have my like ratings down here. I read When We Were Bright and Beautiful. This was also in the book of the month video with Vanessa. I rated this 3 stars, mainly because it's more of like a legal contemporary fiction type of book, but it handles a lot of really heavy topics, and you're basically following this family whose son, they're like a really rich family, and their son ends up getting accused for SA, and he is going on trial, and there's some twists in here that are pretty crazy and serious, and definitely check trigger warnings for this. But you're also following his sister, and there's like, just check the trigger warnings. I gave this 3 stars. I don't know if I'd ever read this again. I think the author did a good job handling these subjects, but I just don't know that this book was really for me. Another book that's in the buddy read was Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Oh, and I don't know if I said who this was by. This is by Jillian Medoff. Then I read Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I actually listened to this on audio. And I want to reread it because this book was insane. It was like Clue, is what the best thing I can relate it to. It also reminds me of a movie, but I can't say what movie it is without giving spoilers. So if you've ever seen the movie, after you read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about. But this book reminds me of Clue, so if you like Clue, you probably really like this. It's a murder mystery, basically trying to figure out, everybody in Daisy's In the Darker family goes to visit Nana for her 80th birthday. She ends up dying, and they're basically trying to figure out who killed her. So I gave this 4 stars. I want to do a reread now that I know how it ends, and I think it would probably bump it up to 5 stars or 4.5 stars. But yeah, I definitely had a fun time reading this. The next book that I read, like I said, these are in no particular order, which I think is in my book of the month vlog from last month. I can't talk today, you guys. I'm sorry. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Holy crap, this book is so good. If you have a Fourth Wing hangover, you gotta go read this. Also, although maybe I shouldn't say that because the second book in this is not out yet, although it does come out this year. But I love this book so much. This is definitely going to be one of my top favorite books of the year. 5 freaking stars. I love this book. It's following Iris and Roman. I'm bad with names, so sorry. But you're following Iris and Roman. They are basically, I don't want to even tell you what this is about. It's just so good, you guys. It's like fantasy, romance, it's YA. Just go read it. I'm not even going to give you a synopsis on it because I'm sure A, you probably already know, and B, I can't do this book justice. But you're following 2 characters essentially that fight. No, I can't even say that. I'm not even going to. Just read it. Just trust me, take my recommendation, and read it. I also read The Many Lives of Mama Love in my book of the month reading vlog for August. I don't rate memoirs, so I'm not going to rate this, but I really, really, really enjoyed this. This is following, I need to look at her name again. Laura Love Harden. Laura, she is going down a really bad path, or she's gone down a really bad path with substance abuse. She's a mom living in the suburbs of California, so she would think that she has her life together, but she does not. She ends up going to jail, and in jail she really blossoms, which is kind of weird to say, but she really comes into herself and realizes, you know, what she's meant to do, and she ends up finding out that she's meant to be a writer. And she documents her journey in jail, the people she meets in jail. This is very educational when it comes to our, you know, prison system, and just all the problems that there are just in the system in general. And yeah, I really recommend you pick this up. This was not even on my radar at all until I saw it on Book of the Month, and it sounded really good, and I really, really highly recommend this book. This was incredible. I have a full review on my Instagram and my Goodreads if you want to go read that. And then the next book that I have physically that I read in August is Shark Heart by Emily Habeck. This I picked from Book of the Month. This is also in my Book of the Month reading vlog. This I picked from Book of the Month because I was very curious about it because of the synopsis. It says, a gorgeous debut novel of marriage, motherhood, metamorphosis, and letting go, this intergenerational love story begins with newlyweds Ren and her husband Lewis, a man who, over the course of 9 months, transforms into a great white shark. So if that is not intriguing to you, I don't know what would be. It sounds super weird, but this is seriously one of the most beautiful love stories I've ever read. I've ever read. And I would not let the synopsis of this freak you out. Although it is written kind of in a playwright sort of fashion, so be wary of that. But it's a really easy book to get. I mean, it's a really short book, so it's easy to get through. But yeah, I highly recommend this. This was also 5 freaking stars. I also have a full review on my Instagram and Goodreads of this book. Okay, and then lastly, physical books that I have with me, and then I'll get to the ones that I don't own. You guys, I read The Cat and Mouse Duet in August. and I'm obsessed. My dog is licking herself, so please ignore that if you can hear it. Lily, what are you doing? Oh god, now she's coming over here. What are you doing? I feel like she makes a cameo in literally all of my videos. Come here. Sit. Okay. I read the cat. Hi. Hi. What are you doing? Sit down. Sit down. Good girl. I read the cat. I know. I read the Cat and Mouse Duet in August, and you guys, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's crazy. This was my first dark romance. I freaking loved these, okay? I loved them. I will say these are not for the faint of heart, okay? Especially the second one. The second one, I don't know how it got worse, but it got worse. Like, not worse, but like it got darker, okay? I didn't think it could get darker, but oh, I was wrong, it got darker. These deal with some very, very heavy things. So I would say this probably has literally every trigger ever in it, in both of like combined, but I need more, okay? The way that this left on a cliffhanger, I had already had the second one ordered, okay? I knew when I found out that this ended on a cliffhanger, I was like, Amazon, bring this to me. I need this. So I started this immediately after reading the first one. Oh my god. Now, like, and so I stalked H.D. Carlton's Instagram page because I'm like, the way this one ended too, like, it's not a cliffhanger at all. It's just very open-ended. And apparently she did that on purpose. I just learned she did that on purpose so that she could continue their story in the future. And I'm so excited because I need more Addie and Zaid. I need it. Also Sibby in these books, if you know, you know, there's like a bee in. That was at the window. It's not in my house, it's fine. But what am I saying? Sibby from these books, I need more of her, okay? I need it. And I just freaking found out that she is writing a book, a duet for Sibby. Oh my gosh, I cannot freaking wait. I also just found out that Satan's Affair by H.D. Carlton is literally Sibby's like villain origin story, and I like, chef's kiss. I got that from it. I haven't ordered it yet, but I have that in my cart on Amazon. I will be reading that. I need more. I need more. Like, this is like literally so addicting, okay? Once you start, you're not gonna be able to stop. So I did give the first one 4 stars because I feel like it lacked plot really until like the end. But you guys, 5 freaking bajillion million stars for the second one. The plot in this, like, it's not just spicy romance, dark romance. There's plot, okay? The second one, there's plot. The story is so good. It's so good. Please go read these. I need to talk about them, okay? I need to. And then the books that I do not physically own, I'll have like a picture of them right here on the screen. I read The Stardust Thief. I ended up giving that 4 stars. Oh, also, I didn't tell you what these are about because I cannot even, well, okay, just in a very non-triggering way, you're following an author, Adeline, who moved into her grandparents'. Do you see, this is my thinking face. I'm trying to think of how to say this without like essentially hurting anyone. Okay, she moves into her grandparents' house that they left to her. It's called Parsons Manor. And she basically has a stalker whose name is Zaid, but not a stalker in like a, I guess it is kind of a stalker in a bad way. I don't know, it's bad, but it's good, okay? Like, we love Zaid. We love Zaid, we hated Zaid, we love Zaid. It's a roller coaster, what can I say? I don't know how to intrigue you with this without giving away too many details. Just go read it. Just go read it. If you're not easily triggered, go read it, okay? Back to The Stardust Thief. I read The Stardust Thief, also in my Book of the Month video that I did with Vanessa. I gave that 4 stars. I'm excited to read the next one. I think that comes out next year. So if you're interested in learning what that's about, go watch my Book of the Month video. It's basically a fantasy. There's no romance in it, so if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for that. And it's based on 1001 Nights. So if that's what you're looking for, you're So you're basically following, I don't even remember the name, you guys. I'm so bad with names. If I don't remember a name, it's not because I didn't like the book. It's just I'm not good with names. But you're following the Midnight Merchant who basically sells, like, magic is forbidden in this world. I'm not gonna be able to do a good job explaining this book. I already explained it in my book of the month video, so if you are interested in hearing about it, just go watch that video. It just makes life easier, or you can look it up online if you want to. But I did give that book 4 stars, and I will be reading the next one. Okay. And then I also read the first book in Planet Barbarians series. I don't know if that's what the series is called, but I read Planet Barbarians. I buddy read that with Vanessa because they had it on audio. Okay, y'all are freaks. Okay, like, y'all are freaks. I like it, but y'all are freaks. I gave that book 2 stars. I think a lot of it is because I did not know what I was getting myself into with that. Yeah. I remember being a teenager and seeing all the, like, middle-aged women at the pool during the summer reading 50 Shades of Grey and being like, oh, okay. Y'all, I've seen people at the pool reading this book. I'm like, okay, y'all are, like, freaky, okay? This book is about, how do I even explain this? I'm trying to keep this PG. This book is about essentially girls who get kidnapped by aliens and impregnated. Or to be impregnated, I think. I really don't remember, but I just remember it was weird. Okay, it was weird. And I don't think it was my type of weird. So I gave that 2 stars. But if that's your thing, that's awesome. I love that, you know, we all like different things. It's all good. I am not one to judge. I will not judge you on what you read. I'm just happy you're reading, so. But that one's not for me. I don't think I'll be continuing that series. And then I think the last book, I'm trying to look at my list here. The last book that I read, I actually listened to, I highly recommend, is My Body by Emily. I don't want to say her last name because I really don't want to mess it up. But she actually does the narration for the audiobook, and wow. I'm not going to rate it because it's a memoir, but I really loved that book. That if you're a woman or even a man, you need to read that book. And if you listen to it, like I said, she's reading it, there's parts in the book where you can hear her crying, and it's so good. It's so emotional. You can tell that she really put everything she had into this book, and I'm buying it. Like, they offer it through book of the month, so I already went ahead and added it to my October box because wow. And it's a short audiobook. It's not very long at all. But I highly recommend that book. It just goes over her experience with not even being a celebrity, but just her experience in general as a woman, and, you know, being sexualized over her body and being comfortable with herself, and just depression and anxiety, and I mean, it just really, like, goes over a lot of different facets of life that she's experienced, and it was beautiful. It was very beautiful. So highly recommend that book. But that is everything I read for August. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There were some spicier things here, but you know, it is what it is. I'm overall very happy with August as a reading month. I think that I got quite a few 5 stars from this, so this month, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. But yeah, that is my August wrap up. Let me know in the description box what you guys read, what you loved in August, or if you want, you can let me know what you're currently reading and loving, or honestly whatever you want. So anything and everything in the comments, just keep it PG and keep it, you know, friendly. So all right, well, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!